Is it visible, students? Yes, students, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
In the last lecture, we talked about the Gauss law in dielectrics, and thereafter we talked about the energy stored in electrostatic field. Today we are going to talk about the behavior of dielectrics in alternating field, AC fields. So students, till now we discussed the behavior of or the polarization of dielectric material in the electric field, where the electric field was DC field, right? It was a static field. So we came to know that the polarization of the dielectric material, it takes place by the separation of the charge, and therefore the dielectric constant of the material remains constant in the DC field or static field. But in case of alternating field, in case of AC field, if AC electric field is applied, if AC current is applied, then this is not the scenario. So this is behavior of dielectrics in alternating field. So if any dielectric material is placed inside the alternating field, then its dielectric constant becomes complex. Here it is not static, it becomes complex, right? And the imaginary part of the complex dielectric constant, it determines the dielectric losses of the material. We will see that later. Okay, so whenever any dielectric material is placed inside the alternating field, let us say this is the dielectric material, and let's say this is placed inside the alternating field where the applied field is AC field, AC electric field. So what happens? The dielectric constant of the material now totally depends upon the frequency of the alternating field. Okay. In case of low frequency, in case of low frequency, for example, less than 10 raised to power 6 cycles per second, there is no significant lag in the polarization. There is no significant lag in the polarization with
You mean
with AC.
Polarization happens instantaneously.
Yeah, with AC field, right? And the permittivity is independent of frequency.
Yes, ma'am.
Permittivity means epsilon r is independent of frequency in this case. Permittivity is independent of frequency and has same magnitude जितना static field में होना चाहिए, same magnitude as that in static field. Right? So basically होता क्या है जब आप AC field अप्लाई करते हो और इसमें आपका फ्रीक्वेंसी डिपेंडेंट होगा, ये पोलराइजेशन विल बी फ्रीक्वेंसी डिपेंडेंट. सो एज द फ्रीक्वेंसी इंक्रीजेस, जैसे जैसे फेजेस में आपकी फ्रीक्वेंसी इंक्रीज होती जाएगी, देयर आर सर्टेन चेंजेस इनसाइड द मटेरियल, इनसाइड द डाइलेक्ट्रिक मटेरियल दैट विल टेक प्लेस, राइट? फॉर एग्जांपल, व्हेन द फ्रीक्वेंसी इज लो, कोई सिग्निफिकेंट चेंज नहीं होगा. जैसा आपका डाइलेक्ट्रिक कांस्टेंट था वैसा ही रहेगा, जैसे स्टैटिक में होता है वैसा ही आपका डाइलेक्ट्रिक कांस्टेंट रहेगा, राइट? बट as we keep on increasing the, let us say this is your dielectric constant or permittivity, epsilon r you can say, right? So for the low frequencies there is no change in the dielectric constant, it will remain same. However, when the frequency is increased, and let's say when you reach approximately in the radio frequency band, okay, maybe from here, let us say this is the radio frequency band, okay? So near here what will happen, the permanent dipoles of the medium will be unable to follow the field, okay? And the contribution to static permittivity from this molecular process, that is orientation polarization, will stop, right? क्या होगा कि मटेरियल के अंदर जितने भी आपके परमानेंट डायपोल्स हैं, दे आर randomly oriented in any direction like this, right? So when you apply the AC field, initially they will try to align along the direction of the applied field, क्योंकि फ्रीक्वेंसी कम है तो कोई ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं होगा, राइट? सो दे विल ट्राई टू अलाइन अलोंग दिस फील्ड ओनली, एंड देयरफॉर जो आपका डाइलेक्ट्रिक कांस्टेंट रहेगा वो स्टैटिक रहेगा, नॉर्मल फील्ड की जैसे बिहेव करेगा, डीसी फील्ड के जैसे बिहेव करेगा, राइट? बट जब अल्टरनेटिंग फील्ड का फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ा दोगे, इन दैट केस व्हाट विल हैपन कि सी साइकिल आपका अल्टरनेट आ रहा है, पॉजिटिव साइकिल देन नेगेटिव साइकिल, देन पॉजिटिव साइकिल एंड देन नेगेटिव साइकिल. सो पॉजिटिव साइकिल होगा, पोलैरिटी विल बी अलोंग द polarity of this dipole, this permanent dipole will be along the direction of the field. लेकिन जैसे ही नेगेटिव साइकिल आएगा तो वो फिर से अपना पोलैरिटी को रिवर्स करने की कोशिश करेगा, राइट? सो इट विल ट्राई टू रिवर्स इट्स पोलैरिटी मे बी अलोंग दिस डायरेक्शन, ओके? सो इनिशियली जब फ्रीक्वेंसी लो है तब तो ये एडजस्ट हो जाएगा, ये जो अल्ट्रेशन हो रहा है डायपोल्स का फ्रॉम पॉजिटिव टू नेगेटिव एज पर द फील्ड, जब ये साइकिल आपके स्लो चल रहे हैं तो डायपोल्स भी अपने आप को इसके अकॉर्डिंगली एडजस्ट कर लेंगे, राइट? लेकिन जैसे ही ये साइकिल्स फास्ट चलना शुरू हुए तो क्या होगा, तो इसका जो अलाइनमेंट है, जो डायपोल्स का अलाइनमेंट है एज पर द एसी फील्ड, वो नहीं रहेगा, and in that situation the dipoles will lag behind the AC field, ठीक है? dipoles will lag behind the AC field, okay? so इसकी वजह से क्या होगा, रेडियो फ्रीक्वेंसी तक आते आते, यहाँ तक आते आते जो आपका ओरिएंटेशनल कंट्रीब्यूशन है, बिकॉज आई टोल्ड यू इन द बिगिनिंग itself that polarizability is due to three reasons. Total polarizability of any dielectric material, this is due to three factors: ionic or atomic polarization, plus electronic polarization, plus डाइपोलर पोलराइजेशन, ठीक है, डाइपोलर या इसको ओरिएंटेशनल पोलराइजेशन भी बोलते हैं. ओके, सो दिस डाइपोलर और ओरिएंटेशनल पोलराइजेशन विल नाउ this will start decreasing over here. तो यहाँ पे ये क्या हुआ कि यहाँ पे ये कम होना शुरू हो गया और यहाँ तक आते आते जो आपका ओरिएंटेशनल कंट्रीब्यूशन है वो काफी कम हो गया. राइट, इज दैट क्लियर स्टूडेंट्स? Okay, so when with the further increase in the frequency, the permanent dipoles in the medium will be unable to follow the field and contribution to the static permittivity from this molecular process, that is orientational polarization stops. तो यहाँ तक आपका orientational polarization stop हो गया, right? This usually happens in the radio frequency region. Radio frequency region यहाँ पे होता है ये, and the range of this region is 10 raised to power 6 to 10 raised to power 11 hertz. This is the range of radio band of the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, at still higher frequencies, that is in the infrared range, यहाँ पे अगर आपका रेडियो बैंड खत्म हो रहा है 10 रेज टू पावर 11 हर्ट्ज तक, तो यहाँ से आपका इंफ्रारेड रीजन शुरू हो जाएगा. सो स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 10 रेज टू पावर 11 टू 10 रेज टू पावर 14 you will have the infrared region, IR region.
Excuse me.
Yes.
इससे होगा ये ना सिर्फ EP इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड ड्यू टू पोलराइजेशन, उसकी वैल्यू कम हो जाएगी बस.
यस यस यस, ठीक है. जैसे जैसे फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ता जाएगा, डिफरेंट कंट्रीब्यूशन टू द टोटल पोलराइजेबिलिटी विल स्टार्ट डिक्रीजिंग.
यस.
Okay, so at higher frequencies, that is in the infrared region, this region which starts from 10 raised to power 11 to 10 raised to power 14 hertz, the relatively heavy positive and negative ions cannot follow the field alterations, and therefore the contribution to the permittivity from atomic or ionic polarization stops. ठीक है, तो ये जो आपका एटॉमिक और आयनिक पोलराइजेशन होता था, व्हाट वाज दिस वाज द सेपरेशन ऑफ द चार्जेस. जो आपके चार्ज सेपरेट हो रहे थे, इसकी वजह से जो कंट्रीब्यूशन था, दिस वाज द एटॉमिक और आयनिक कंट्रीब्यूशन, राइट. तो जब हायर फ्रीक्वेंसी होगी, हायर फ्रीक्वेंसी पे जाओगे, मींस इंफ्रारेड रीजन में जाओगे, सो व्हाट विल हैपन, बिकॉज दे आर द जो आपके कंपैरेटिवली हैवी आयंस होंगे या हैवी एटम्स होंगे, उनका पोलराइजेशन स्टॉप हो जाएगा क्योंकि वो भी इन फेज नहीं रहेंगे, राइट. सो इन दैट केस द कंट्रीब्यूशन फ्रॉम द एटम्स और आयंस, ionic polarization will stop and only electronic polarization will remain. तो अभी क्या रहा, सिर्फ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक पोलराइजेशन रहेगा आपका, राइट. सो जो आपके एटम्स की वजह से या आयंस की वजह से पोलराइजेबिलिटी थी, वो अभी इस रीजन में स्टॉप हो जाएगा, राइट. सो 10 रेज टू पावर 14 तक आपका इंफ्रारेड रीजन है. इंफ्रारेड के बाद फिर आपका ऑप्टिकल रीजन आता है. ओके, so optical region is beyond this 10 raised to power 14. So this further is your optical region. Optical region. So now you will be left with only electronic polarization. This electronic polarizability will remain. Okay, so therefore the permittivity of the dielectric material, the epsilon r of the dielectric material, decreases with increase in frequency. इसमें क्या हो रहा है, decrease हो रहा है with increase of frequency. जैसे जैसे frequency increase हो रहा है, dielectric constant आपका decrease हो रहा है ना. And this phenomena is called anomalous dielectric dispersion. This phenomena is called anomalous dielectric dispersion. This is anomalous dielectric dispersion, and this is decrease of decrease of dielectric constant epsilon r with increase in frequency. With increase in frequency. With increase in frequency. ठीक है, यहाँ पे मैं clear सा एक diagram बना देती हूँ आप लोगों के लिए. So if this is the dielectric constant epsilon r and if this is the frequency, then this region is called power. This region is your audio region. This region is your radio frequency region, and then infrared, and then optical. This is optical. Okay. So initially orientational polarization will decrease. So if this is the dielectric constant value at let's say low frequencies, then initially this will come down, and the contribution due to orientational polarization, it will decrease, and up to here, up to radio frequency, this will become 0. So this is the orientational polarizability which is getting decreased, right? After that, in the infrared region, again a decrement in the dielectric constant will be seen, which means that the ionic contribution and the ionic or atomic contribution has been stopped, right? After that, only electronic contribution will be left. So this is how you can explain the things, right? So there are certain definitions which you should know while explaining this. What is dielectric absorption? कई बार आपको एग्जाम में 1 या 2 नंबर का पूछा जाता है. What is dielectric absorption? Dielectric absorption. So this is dispersion arising due to the transition from full atomic polarization at radio frequencies to negligible atomic polarization at optical frequencies is called dielectric absorption. ये वाला जो आपका decrement हो रहा है starting from radio to infrared optical region, ठीक है, यहाँ तक आपका क्या था, full contribution है atomic और ionic polarizability का, लेकिन यहाँ तक आते आते वो क्या हो गया, खत्म हो गया, stop हो गया. So this region is called dielectric absorption, right? Second one is dielectric relaxation. Dielectric relaxation. So dispersion arising during the transition from full orientational polarization at 0 or low frequencies to the negligible orientational polarization at high frequency, means radio frequency. So यहाँ पे जो आपका full contribution था orientational polarization का, और यहाँ तक आते आते रेडियो तक आते आते आपका जो orientational contribution है that is negligible or 0. So this region is called dielectric relaxation. So this is called dielectric relaxation. And this is dielectric absorption. Dielectric absorption. Okay. Okay, so this is how a dielectric behaves in the alternating field, AC field. Now we will talk about the dielectric losses. dielectric losses. So we have seen that when a dielectric is placed in an alternating field, there is an electrical energy loss in the dielectric, right, which is converted into heat. जब हमने शुरू में भी मैंने आपको बताया था EP is the polarizing field which is induced inside, right. So जो आपका net electric field होता है उसमें क्या होता है, decrease हो जाता है. Okay, so जो आपका net applied field है, मान लीजिए if E naught is the applied field, so there will be decrease in the applied electric field, right. So when a dielectric is placed in an alternating field, there is an electric energy loss in the dielectric, which is converted into heat energy. This loss in E naught, this is converted into the heat energy. So this process is known as the loss of the power, and this is used in industrial applications of heating like wood, plastic, etc. The polarization vector P and electric displacement vector D, they varies periodically with time, क्योंकि AC फील्ड है तो जैसे जैसे आपका फील्ड टाइम के साथ वेरी करेगा वैसे वैसे P और D दोनों वेरी करेंगे. So in general P and D may lag behind in phase relative to E. अगर आपका इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इस तरह से जा रहा है तो P और D उसके लैग बिहाइंड करेंगे, मीन्स there will be some phase difference delta in between P, D and E. The reason I told you. Okay, so this phenomena of lagging behind the displacement vector D behind the electric field vector E, this is termed as hysteresis. जैसे आपका मैग्नेटिज्म में होता है ना, मैग्नेटिज्म में B और H के बीच में B is the magnetic flux density and H is the applied magnetic field intensity. तो B H को कैसे फॉलो करता है, we have discussed in the hysteresis loop of magnetism. So same thing happens over here. D जो है वो E को बिल्कुल उसी तरह से फॉलो करता है जैसे B जो है वो H को फॉलो करता है. And if you want to see it diagrammatically, this is totally like this. If this is the electric field, and if on y-axis this is the displacement vector D, and if this is the origin, then this kind of behavior has been observed. This is how D follows B like this. This is totally similar to what we have discussed in the hysteresis loop of D and H curve. Okay, so this is how it is being followed. Okay, so we can also do some analytical treatment of this, and then we can find out how much energy has been lost during this process. ये जो इसके अंदर area covered है ना, if you see this area and if you are able to find out this area, then this is the total energy lost, total electrical energy lost during the process of polarization. Okay, so we can also find out that. Let us do. So let us suppose that electric field vector at any instant of time t is given by electric field vector E is given by E is equal to E naught cos omega t. ठीक है, दिस इज जस्ट ए रिप्रेजेंटेशन. हमने बोला कि किसी एक इंस्टेंट पे, अदरवाइज अगर आपको टोटल इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड रिप्रेजेंट करना हो ना, सो द रिप्रेजेंटेशन इज समथिंग एल्स. तो आप कैसे करते हो, E naught exponential iota omega t in case of alternating field. Okay, but this is just a vector representation at any instant of time t. At time t हमने बोला कि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड जो है वो ये दे रहा है, E is equal to E naught cos omega t, right? And as I told you, because D is lagging behind E, right, there must be a phase difference between E and D. So D is given by D is equal to, let us say, D naught cos
ओमेगा टी
ओमेगा
माइनस
टी
फाइव।
माइनस, या डेल्टा बोल दिया मैंने इसको, ठीक है। डेल्टा इज द फेज डिफरेंस बिटवीन डी एंड ई, ठीक है। सो इसको हम, अगर मैं इसका एक्सपेंशन करूँ, दिस इज कॉस ए माइनस बी, एंड इसको हम लिख सकते हैं डी नॉट कॉस ए कॉस बी प्लस साइन ए साइन बी, okay. So this is my D, and इसको मैं क्या करती हूँ, D नॉट डी
यहाँ पे कोस भी
कॉस,
है।
कॉस आएगा, सॉरी कॉस डेल्टा है ना। तो मैं क्या करती हूँ, उसको डी नॉट कॉस डेल्टा को मैं D1 मान लेती हूँ, क्योंकि डी नॉट कॉस डेल्टा, लेट अस से दिस इज D1, एंड डी नॉट, यहाँ पे जो डी नॉट साइन डेल्टा है, साइन डेल्टा is equal to d2, इसको मैंने बोल दिया। So therefore d is equal to d1 cos omega t plus, sorry, d1 cos omega t plus d2 sin omega t. So this is my displacement vector. D is equal to d1 cos omega t plus d2 sin omega t, where d1 is equal to d naught cos delta and d2 is equal to d naught sin delta, ठीक है। delta is the phase angle, you know that. For most dielectrics d naught is proportional to E. हमने शुरू में बोला था कि d क्या होता है, d is equal to epsilon E होता है ना, यही होता है ना। So d is proportional to E naught, but this ratio, the ratio of 2 means d naught, this is observed experimentally that d naught and E naught, this ratio is frequency dependent. This is dependent upon omega. In case of AC field. In case of AC field, okay. So this is frequency dependent. So let us introduce, let us say epsilon r dash is equal to d1 upon E naught, ठीक है, because d1 is equal to epsilon r dash E naught, ठीक है, इस रिलेशन से you can say that. So which is further equal to, क्या है, d1 की वैल्यू क्या है, d naught omega delta upon E naught.
एप्सिलॉन होता है ना, एप्सिलॉन और नहीं होता, I guess.
Sorry.
That epsilon r you have written is
हाँ,
epsilon, I guess.
is epsilon, या दिस इज a जनरल रिलेशन, ये जो है आपका, ये जनरल रिलेशन है, ठीक है। बट स्पेसिफिक टू, हम क्या कर रहे हैं, एसी फील्ड में इसका ट्रीटमेंट कर रहे हैं, हम जो एनालिटिकल ट्रीटमेंट कर रहे हैं, वी आर डूइंग इट एसी, इट इन एसी फील्ड, राइट। तो मैंने ये बोला कि इफ एप्सिलॉन आर इज द dielectric constant, then this dielectric constant will be into two parts. This is the first part which is related to d1, right, divided by E naught. So this is your first part, and second part will be epsilon r double dash, which is equal to d2 upon E naught, ठीक है। दो पोर्शंस हैं इसके आपके, d1 and d2, right. So which is equal to d naught sin डेल्टा अपॉन ई नॉट, ठीक है। ये जनरल रिलेशन है, आप चाहो इसको एप्सिलॉन लिख लो, एप्सिलॉन आर लिख लो, के लिख लो, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट।
Epsilon r is ratio of epsilon by epsilon naught.
रेशियो ऑफ एप्सिलॉन आर जो होता है दैट इज इक्वल टू एप्सिलॉन अपॉन
epsilon naught. So here epsilon should be.
कहाँ पे बोल रहे हो आप? यहाँ पे दिस वन.
Yes, right here. Yes.
This one.
Yeah, I mean, how are you saying this epsilon or
Mm-hmm.
you are taking both into account? Like you are, if you are talking about a dielectric, then only epsilon will be there, and you are talking inside the dielectric, and only epsilon D is equal to epsilon E naught.
Okay. Okay, you are saying that it should not be relative, but it should be this one.
Yes, epsilon.
Epsilon होना चाहिए. Okay. Let me see.
Because epsilon R is ratio.
Yeah, this is your permittivity of the dielectric. Okay. So, okay, let us see. Let us see. ठीक है, इसको ले सकते हो. In case if you want this, let us see and then we will check what will come out to be. Okay, so this is epsilon dash and then epsilon double dash. Okay, so epsilon dash is this one and epsilon double dash is this one, right? So total permittivity, the complex dielectric constant of the material will now be in two parts, this one and this one. So this will be a combination of both of these parts, right? So this is epsilon dash plus iota epsilon double dash. Okay, so now since since displacement vector D is equal to epsilon E, right, which is equal to epsilon. Now this is the electric field, this is the AC electric field. AC electric field is represented by E is equal to E naught exponential iota omega t. So same I'm writing over here. So this is E naught exponential iota omega t, and we also know that e raised to power iota theta is equal to sine theta plus iota sine theta. So we can just expand it over here. So D is equal to epsilon E naught, and inside the bracket you can write it as cos omega t plus iota sine omega t. Okay, so this is my D now. Also tan delta is equal to, we can get tan delta from here. So tan delta, if you divide this d2 by d1, so this is equal to tan delta is equal to epsilon double dash divided by epsilon dash, right? So what does it mean? It means that because epsilon dash and epsilon double dash, because they are frequency dependent, so it means the phase angle delta is also frequency dependent. Okay, and we shall now show that the energy dissipated in the dielectric in the form of heat is proportional to the imaginary component, this one. We know that current density is the rate of change of displacement vector with respect to time. So current density is dd by dt. Therefore I is equal to, आपका displacement vector क्या था? This was my displacement vector. Let us see, this is equation number 1. So 1 is equation number 1. So यहाँ पे हम इसका differentiation करते हैं with respect to t, and then it would come out to be, let us say this is equation number 2, this we will consider later. So I is equal to, if you differentiate equation number 1 with respect to t, so this will come out to be omega minus d1 sine omega t plus d2 cos omega t. And the energy dissipated per second in dielectric is energy dissipated per second in the dielectric is this will be dissipated in the form of the amount of work done, right? And work done is equal to what? आपको average लेना है, right? So again we are going to do the same thing. कैसे करोगे? We will take it for one cycle of time period t. So 0 to t, and current density multiplied by the applied this applied electric field in dt, and divided by this we have to take for the time period, one cycle of time period. So this is the average value of the amount of work done, which is dissipated as the uh, energy dissipated per second in the dielectric. Okay, so this is equal to, now what is t? T is 2 pi upon omega, and
This is what before I na intensity.
I is the current density. जो अभी हमने फाइंड आउट करी है, दिस वन. This you can take as equation number 3. Okay, divided by time period कितना है? 2 pi by omega. So this is further equal to omega upon 2 pi 0 to 2 pi upon omega, then IE dt. So now we can substitute the value of I and E here in this relation, so that we could get the work done. So work done W is equal to omega upon 2 pi into minus omega, since it is time dependent, so omega I am taking outside. So this is 0 to 2 pi on omega E naught d1. I am substituting the value of E over here, so E is E naught cos omega t. So this is E naught d1 sine omega t cos omega t dt plus integration 0 to 2 pi upon omega E naught d2 E naught d2 cos स्क्वायर, दोनों जगह cos है तो मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा, cos स्क्वायर ओमेगा t dt. ओके, सो द इसका वैल्यू आपको पता है क्या होता है? एवरेज वैल्यू क्या होता है इसका? cos थीटा sin थीटा cos थीटा, एवरेज वैल्यू इज 0, राइट? सो इसकी एवरेज वैल्यू 0 होती है, और cos स्क्वायर थीटा की एवरेज वैल्यू कितनी होती है? हाफ, 1/2. ओके, सो वर्क डन is equal to how much? So you will be left with omega upon 2 pi d2 E naught. ठीक है, पाई विल नॉट बी हेयर। इसको आप थोड़ा सॉल्व करके देख लीजिएगा। एवरेज वैल्यू इसकी 1/2 होती है, एंड देन यू विल बी पुटिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ लिमिट्स अप्लाई करिएगा यहाँ पे 0 to 2 pi अपॉन ओमेगा लिमिट अप्लाई कर देना, एंड देन यू विल गेट फाइनली यू विल गेट दिस ओमेगा अपॉन 2 d2 e naught. Okay, so this is my work done. W is equal to omega upon 2 d naught. d2 की वैल्यू मैंने यहाँ पे सब्सटीट्यूट कर दिया है बिकॉज d2 is equal to d naught sin delta. So this is d naught e naught sin delta. Okay, so this is my work done. Work done is equal to omega upon 2 d naught e naught sin delta, and therefore epsilon double dash is equal to because we know that from here you can see epsilon double dash is equal to d2 upon e naught, which is equal to d naught sin delta upon e naught. यहाँ पे आप सब्सटीट्यूट करोगे because epsilon double dash is equal to d naught sin delta upon e naught. So if you multiply and divide this by e naught से आप multiply और divide कर दो इसको, so you'll get W is equal to omega by 2 e naught square epsilon double dash. Okay, so you can see from here that energy losses are proportional to this part epsilon double dash. ठीक है, और epsilon double dash क्या था? Imaginary component of the total dielectric constant. So this is or total permittivity you can say. Okay, so this is epsilon. This is totally dependent upon the energy loss. This work done is dissipated in terms of the energy. ठीक है, and therefore the energy loss is dependent upon the imaginary component of the dielectric constant. ठीक है, साइन डेल्टा जो है यहाँ पे this is called loss factor. This is called loss factor, and delta is called loss angle. अगर डेल्टा कम होगा, if the phase difference between आपका जो डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर है और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड वेक्टर है अगर वो कम होगा, देन इन दैट केस tan डेल्टा को भी हम लॉस फैक्टर बोलते हैं, क्योंकि फॉर स्मॉलर वैल्यूज ऑफ डेल्टा tan डेल्टा इज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली इक्वल टू sin डेल्टा होता है. द डाइलेक्ट्रिक लॉस at low frequencies is mainly due to the DC resistivity, but at higher frequencies the dielectric loss is mostly due to the dipole rotations. Okay, so this is all about the dielectric losses. इसको आप लेके चल सकते हो इन केस इफ यू वांट टू टेक इट परमिटिविटी ना, परमिटिविटी की फॉर्म में भी, क्योंकि आपका अल्टीमेटली जो डाइलेक्ट्रिक कांस्टेंट होता है, डाइलेक्ट्रिक कांस्टेंट एप्सिलॉन आर जो होता है, बेसिकली दिस इज इक्वल टू एप्सिलॉन अपॉन एप्सिलॉन नॉट. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस में हम मीडियम एयर मान के चलते हैं, सो दिस कुड बी बोथ कैन बी टेकन. ओके ओके, सो दिस इज वन पार्ट. या एनी डाउट हियर स्टूडेंट्स? So both of these articles are very important actually. Say behavior of dielectrics in alternating field. इसमें जो छोटी छोटी definitions मैंने आपको बताई हैं, dielectric absorption क्या होता है, dielectric relaxation क्या होता है. So you need to know all this because ये चीज़ें कई बार बहुत छोटे छोटे questions में पूछी जाती हैं एग्जाम में. And then dielectric losses, how the power dissipation takes place in alternating fields. So power dissipation takes place in terms of the work done. Okay, so work done अगर आप निकाल लेते हो, then you can talk about the just a minute. हम हाँ जी, yeah. Just a minute, actually, I'm in the middle of the class. Just a minute. Yes, students, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So that's all for today, students. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.